Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. If it is your first time on this channel, welcome. If it is your second or third time, it is always a pleasure having you around. Remember, consider to subscribe to the channel so that you can be able to get feedback and information and financial knowledge as it comes. I always post videos on this channel every week and you could be able to glean and learn and grow. And today we are going to speak on how you can be able to improve your credit score. You may be looking for a loan. You have had issues accessing loans. Either you are rejected every time you apply for a loan, or you are offered a loan with a high interest rate, and it is because your credit score has been affected. And today we are going to look at the things that people who do the credit rating look at so that they can be able to determine the kind of borrower that you are, so that you are able to access cheap and available loans to help you in your financial affairs. We are going to speak about how you're going to improve your credit score. So ladies and gentlemen, the fastest thing that you can be able to do to improve your credit score is get the report and determine the items that can be disputed. It could be an irregularly added item. It could be that you applied for a loan and somebody did not issue a loan but still stated that they gave you a loan. Look at that report and estimate what can be disputed. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, once something has been disputed and it has been resolved, your credit rate goes up significantly immediately. So ensure that you have been able to identify that the items that are therein are items that are legitimate and that are indeed what applies to you, so that you are able to eliminate any items that do not refer to you and that are limiting your credit score. The other thing that you could be able to do is get a credit card and be able to use a small amount of amount every month so that you pay off. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, people who have been able to take loans and paid off despite the amount of money that they earn have a better credit score than individuals who have never taken a loan and who have no lending history. Ensure that you have a lending history and take a small amount and pay off consistently. In fact, one of the other easier things that you could be able to do is take several classes of small loans so that the credit rating organization can be able to see that you can be able to handle a variety of debts, car loan to credit card loan to normal loan, and you have been able to pay and are current on your status. So you can be able to take several loans and pay them consistently and concurrently, and that can show your creditor that you are able to pay your loans at the right time. The other thing that you could be able to do to help you improve your credit score considerably is that you could pay off debts. Pay off debts consistently. Pay and pay and pay and increase the ratings or the rates. For example, if you need a credit card and you have been issued a credit card of $1,000, pay off the debt. Then every other time ask for a bigger limit and a bigger limit and a bigger limit. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, they want to see that the person or the bank has been able to trust you with a bigger limit and you have used your limit not in a bad way, but you are using it limitedly and are paying off consistently. So ensure that you have that tracking, and with this you could be able to increase your rate so that when you need a big loan or a mortgage, you could have favorable terms that could be able to help you access a big mortgage with a good rate. So ladies and gentlemen, those are the easiest ways that you can be able to go about it. The other thing that you need to do is avoid penalties on the payments that you need to make. One of the easiest ways that you can be able to avoid penalties on the payments that you're able to make, either on your credit cards or on your loans, is to have automatic allocation from your bank. Have set up a system where they are able to pay directly from your bank without doing anything by yourself, without engaging on any activity. Have those things standing order set up so that they go out and go out and go out, so that you are never at any given time unable to make payment when it is due. Because every time you are late on making payments, you are going to be penalized even in your credit score. So ensure that you are on time and are paying off before it is needed. The other thing that you need to do is reduce your debt exposure. So if you have a lot of debt, reduce that debt exposure slowly by slowly, especially when this debt exposure is from credit cards. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, when the credit rating is looking at you, they want to look at your spending and your habits and how it is influencing your spending. So they are looking at your exposure, especially consumer debt. So ensure that you reduce your consumer debt and exposure from this debt that is accumulating higher interest. So one of the ways that you can be able to do it is pay off this consumer debt so that you are left with the bigger debts like mortgage or car payments or things like that, or normal loans. So pay off these small ones. Pay off from these small lenders that charge higher interest rates. Pay off from Shylocks and ensure that you have debt that has a longer period of time and less exposure to your income. The other thing that you need to do is ensure that your debt exposure is below a certain limit. Ensure that your debt exposure is below 6 months of your payment of your earnings. So if you earn $1,000, ensure that your debt exposure is nothing above $6,000 in any given time, so that you are able to show that you have more capacity to be able to pay off an additional loan, and this will be able to increase your credit score considerably. The other thing that you could be able to do is ensure that you keep away from filing bankruptcy. Basically, filing bankruptcy is the quickest way to destroy your credit history, because every time you file such things, they could be able to help you to avoid losing all your assets, but they do a bad job at stabbing your credit score. So ensure you try as much as possible to avoid any bankruptcy proceedings or any distress calls by the people who have lent you money. Avoid as much as possible, because this is going to destroy your credit rating. So ensure that if you are having a distress, financial distress, you either reschedule your payments or you adjust the payments that you are making. So you are paying a small amount of time of money at a longer period of time, rather than filing for bankruptcy, because this is the quickest way to kill your credit score. So ensure that you limit your debt exposure, and you could be able to improve your credit score considerably. So we're going to go back to the points. Ensure that any disputed items you are disputing, because they are going to kill your credit score, and if you can be able to remove them and be able to improve your credit score, do it. The other thing that you need to do is get a credit card if you have no history. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, somebody who has a credit history and is current, as in paying up on time, is better than the same person earning the same income who has no debt history. So ensure that you have a small debt history, then you can be able to count and have figures and to show that you are paying and you are credit worthy. The other thing that you need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is reduce your debt exposure, especially from a consumer debt, credit cards and things like that, so that the person can be able to see that even your spending and your habits are going to be better when you receive future credit. The other thing that you need to do is ensure you have different classes of debt, which is going to help you to show your lenders and your credit rating organization that you are able to handle several classes of debt and pay on time. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that I have been helpful to you. I hope that you are gleaning and you are growing and you're going to become better in your financial journey. If this video has been helpful to you, please leave a like, leave a comment below, and subscribe to the channel so that you can be able to get these and more videos every week on how you can be able to grow, invest, and save and become a better you financially. So thank you and enjoy your day.